Yeah, Brian, I think we need to go to headphones.
Because
Because all your
speakers are just
speakers are just
on
coming
all
back
this.
on all this.
So anyway,
So anyway,
one pick
one pick
wonder,
wonder,
best picks of
best
the
picks
week.
of the week.
Brian,
Brian,
you're going to have to
you're
give
going to have
your
to give your
pick
pick
and Ryan's
and
pick.
Ryan's pick.
I don't know anything about Ryan's pick. Why doesn't Dan do it?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. He's taking the lead.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx him. Fuck that shit. You do it, Scott.
Yes, we
That's
do.
a nice.
That's doing the
Stop
show.
doing the show.
We want to jinx
We want to jinx it.
I'm not. Fuck you, Scott. You do it. Just make up some bullshit.
All right, do your
All right, do your pick.
All right. So I'm gonna do my pick, and then I'm gonna turn my speaker off, right?
Right.
Right.
All right.
Just mute your microphone.
All right. Anyway, so my pick is the 49ers. I originally told Dan I was going to piggyback him, but I was just doing that to be an asshole. I was lying out of my ass. I set him up for that. I knew he would text everyone and say I was piggybacking. Fuck you, Dan Kaiserman. Anyway, I'm choosing the 49ers. Dan should have he should have known that I was never going to take a 13-point spread. But anyway,
I didn't think
I digress. I'm going to take the 49ers -3 over Seattle. I know it's in Seattle, and they usually have a home field advantage, but they actually, this year, I think they're only like 4-3 at home. They're missing their left tackle, Dwayne Brown. All three running backs are hurt. They got Marshawn Lynch, hasn't even played all year. Actually, hasn't played in a year and a half. So who knows what kind of shape he's going to be in. Seattle's defense hasn't really played well this year. I think they're only in the middle of the pack. They don't really get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I just like the way San Francisco is playing this year. Their front four, I think, is going to get pressure on Russell Wilson. I think they're going to run the ball on offense. They have a good running game. I think they're going to be able to run the ball against Seattle's defense. And I like the -3. I think is a good line. I'm very comfortable at -3. Good luck, Dan, sweating out that -13.
no. Lost 30 last week.
All right. Anyway, so that's my pick for my last pick, Week 17. But before I turn off my speaker, I want to say me and Dan are tied for last place. So since the universe hates Jews, I will win.
I think Universe hates you more.
Well, I still hate the Jews, though.
Yeah, but I think you were in baseball and football this year.
So anyway, on that note, I hope to win and not be in last place, and I hope Dan loses and is in last place. And I will turn off. Hey, bro, is that true, or are we doing? What was the bet? Was it the regular season?
Well,
it's entire season.
Oh, so then, all right. So then we have the playoffs. Oh, I didn't know. So even if, all right, never mind. I take back that anti-Semitic remark then.
Thank you. You Irish bastard.
All right. On that note, I am turning off my speaker.
all right, so Danny D, let's have your pick.
Okay, I'm taking New Orleans. The line's between -13, -13.5. I bet it at -13. Carolina got destroyed by a terrible Indianapolis team last week, 38-6. And Carolina, New Orleans still has a lot to play for because they have a chance to get one of the top 2 seeds in the NFC by winning. If they don't win, then they have no chance of doing that. So they have to win that game. So everyone's going to be playing Breeze and Michael Thomas and everybody. And Carolina has nothing to play for. They mailed it in last week. I expect them to mail it in again this week. They're playing some guy, a quarterback I never even heard of, who was terrible. They gave up 2 punt return touchdowns to the same player last week. for the Colts. That's the first time that happened in 7 years, I believe, 7 or 8 years that a team did that. So they're bad everywhere. Offense, defense, special teams. They had one player punch another guy in the face, so he got thrown out. He's probably not playing tomorrow. Carolina's a mess. Whoever their coach is going to be gone. They're going to hire a new one, whoever that's going to be. And as I said, New Orleans has everything to play for. So I really believe New Orleans is going to come out there and Drew Brees is going to want to kill this team to just put them away. So I expect New Orleans to cover that spread, even though it is a big spread. I know that it scares Brian, these things, but I have the balls to, go after this. I just think Carolina just doesn't care. They showed it last week. Drew Brees was great. He led New Orleans on a comeback victory. They won by 10 and covered that spread last week against Tennessee. And Tennessee actually has something to fight for, whereas Carolina has nothing. They're just they're ready to go home. They're ready to start playing golf and get the offseason going here. So because of that, I have faith in the Saints that they will cover a 13-point spread tomorrow.
Can I make 1 point?
Okay.
What? Dan, do you worry about the garbage touchdown?
No.
Running your spread?
No. But Carolina's confident in every game last week against this Colts team that had just been got annihilated the week before by New Orleans. That doesn't bother me. I think New Orleans, even if they win 38-14, who cares? I mean, I think they're just going to destroy this team. They cover a 13-point spread. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
So who is the QB for Carolina?
I think his name is Will Greer, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He went to West Virginia. He's no Russell Williams, but he's inexperienced, doesn't know what he's doing, and he looked lost last week. And New Orleans actually has a decent defense. Tennessee put some points against them, but Tennessee is not nearly as incompetent as Carolina's. Tannehill and the receivers he has, Brown and the other guy, I forget his name off the top of my head, they're good players. They didn't have their running back last week, Henry, but he'll be back. But Carolina has nobody. They have what's his name, McCaffrey, and that's about it. And he's done pretty much nothing the second half of the season. It's that team that's just tanked it away. So I mean, besides him, there's nobody else. So I mean, I have reasonable expectations that New Orleans could blow this team out. This could be a 30-14 kind of game, and obviously I've covered a spread by a couple points.
I think you meant Russell Dickinson. Were you trying to say Russell Dickinson?
I'm sorry, Russell Dickinson.
Wilson?
That's right, Russell Dickinson.
All right, then I'm taking the Titans -6 over Houston. I'm really taking the Houston Oilers over the Houston Texans. They're going to go back in. It's a rivalry game. The two Houston teams playing each other. Now, interesting point is that this game opened at a +1 as a Titan underdog. Now we're up to -6. Titans being the fav. So the Titans are on the fence, fighting for their lives for the wild card. Interesting that the Titans lose to the Saints, but have Tannehill throwing 272 yards and 3 touchdowns, connecting to Sharp for Tajay Sharp for 2 of those.
Yeah, he's the other guy I couldn't think of, but yeah, he's good too.
And they actually outrushed the Saints in that game. But on the other side, the Texans win over the Bucs thanks to Jameis Winston completing 2 out of 3 passes in the first 3 plays of the game for 12 points to the other team.
That's Jameis Winston for you.
And at the end of the game, the Bucs were in it, and the Texans won by field goals, 3 field goals with this Fairbarn. Come Fairbarn. So going down the road here, Titans have lost 2 in a row since winning 4 in a row. One of those losses was to the Texans. Texans have won 4 of the last 5, but it hasn't been pretty, is what we're saying. So Titans playoff chances, recap, Titans playoff chances hang in the balance here. They're favored. Odds makers see what is on the line for Tennessee. I like their chances to get the job done on the road. Titans have the 6th best rushing offense, while Texans rank 20th defending the run. It's hard to go against a 10-win team at home, but with what's riding on the line here, it's hard not to side with Tennessee. So we're taking Tennessee at a -6. And now our, how do we say it? Absentee talent, on-air talent. In absentia, that's the word I was looking. So we're going to talk about him, and he's picking the Eagles, and Dan and Ryan are pussies. They don't want to jinx the Eagles. So they are, I'm going to be going cold into this now. What's the spread, 4?
Yes, -4, and the Eagles have won 10 of the last 11 against the Giants.
They're playing at MetLife?
Yes, the Jimmy Hoffa's burial site.
No, that was the old Meadowlands. So we have division rivals. Is there any playoff? Eagles lead the division, but the Giants are not in it, right?
Yeah, if the Eagles win, they win the division. They go to the playoffs.
So this is a grudge game for the Giants. We have Carson Wentz. And the Eagles, did they win or lose last week?
They beat the Cowboys last week. That cost you the $300.
Oh, that cost me $250 because of Brian's crappy pick.
Yes.
On my 4-way parlay.
Yeah.
Douchebag.
Yeah, the other 3.
So their tight end played really well, apparently. Goddard.
Yeah, he played well. Ertz is out because he has broken ribs.
So 8-7, but they lead the division.
Yes, it's the shittiest division in football.
Wentz is at 3,750 yards and 26 TDs this season, 7 INTs. I don't know what that gives him as a passer rating, but is Sheila playing for the Giants?
No. By the way, Brian's giving us the finger, but no, he's out. Daniel Jones is playing.
He's been out. That's right. Jones is in.
Yeah. He'd only played a couple of weeks when Jones was hurt, but he's back. He beat the Redskins last week, but the Redskins are terrible. The only teams that the Giants have beaten are the Dolphins, the Bucks, and the Redskins twice. They've lost everybody else.
This Saquon Barkley looks to be good, right?
Yeah, he's good. He's probably the best player on their team. But their defense is terrible. I think they give up 30 points a game on defense.
Who's Golden Tate? Wasn't that an old player for the... Oh, I'm thinking of Golden Richards. Golden Tate.
Yeah, he used to play for your Lions years ago.
Leading receiver. But the Giants did beat the Redskins last week, right?
Yeah.
So it looks like... you're saying they're covering 4.5 now?
Earlier it was 4. When Ryan Better was 4, but I think it's up to 4.5 now for some reason. I don't know why it went up.
So Ryan is going with the Eagles?
Yes.
They've won 9 out of 10 of the last meetings with the Giants, which Dan already mentioned. They'll also be looking to cover the spread, as in their last 10 meetings with the Giants, they have outscored them by an average of 28 to 21. So we're looking at a nice spread cover with the Eagles on this one. Any final comments? So the recap is we're taking the Eagles, the Titans, the Orleans Saints, and what's Brian's pick?
49ers.
49ers. We went three out of four last week.
Yeah, Brian's the one that lost.
This week's game, though. I lost $20 last week. Thanks to the Boo.
I won $10 on both my bets because I picked Kansas City covered and New Orleans covered last week. I also made a bet on Kansas City this week too, 8.5 at home to the formerly known as San Diego Chargers, because they're at home and they have something to play for, and the Chargers don't.
I mean, I won my bet on Baltimore last week.
Yeah, you won all of them except for that Dallas pick.
Yep. So hopefully the Boo can do something this week. So we'll let the Boo make a final comment.
Yeah, I have a comment. My only comment is that Ryan Robinson is purposely trying to jinx Eagle Nation because his Bears aren't going to be in the playoffs. So that's a violation against the One Pick Wonders rules of etiquette.
What? You've broken those rules every week.
So Ryan, whose Cubbies aren't going to the playoffs, he's trying to purposely jinx the Eagles by picking them. I get that.
The only way it works, the jinx works, is if you and Brian both pick the same team. That team's guaranteed to lose.
All right, we shall see. Eagles Nation, baby.